huh? We ready? Good evening, everybody.
Very good,
All right, we call this to order. This is the regular meeting of the Nashville Town Council. For the record, today is Tuesday, May 2, 2017, and the time is 7 o'clock. We have two items of, I'd like to thank everybody for coming. We have two items of consideration for minutes, one for Tuesday, April 4, our regular meeting, and for Wednesday, April 26, our agenda meeting. Does the chair hear a motion the minutes be approved as they're written, or are there corrections?
So made.
It's been moved and seconded, the minutes be approved. Any discussion? Okay, there being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
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 Opposed, no. Accordingly, the minutes are approved. We had no citizens' comments, no requests for citizens' comments tonight, so we'll move right on into the to the agenda. The first item, of course, is the approval of the, let me find my place here. The first, of course, is consideration of application for the permit for the street event for the Nashville Elementary School, a 5K and 1 mile run. We had a public hearing on this the other night, and there was no problems with it from any party. Does the chair hear a motion to approve this consideration?
So made. Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the consideration. Any discussion? There being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Okay. Item number B is a proclamation concerning public recognition work. Public Service Recognition Week, May 7th to 13th, which we have a proclamation to declare. We have to read these things. I'll read it before we ask for approval, of course. The Public Service Recognition Week, May 7, 13, 2017 proclamation. In honor of the millions of public employees at the federal, state, county, and city levels, whereas Americans are served every single day by public servants at the federal, state, county, and city levels, these unsung heroes do the work that keeps our nation working. And whereas public employees take not only jobs but oaths, and whereas many public servants, including police officers and firefighters, risk their lives each day in the service of the people of the town of Nashville, and whereas the town of Nashville's employees, including first responders, public works and utilities employees, parks and recreation staff, and many others, create a safe and healthy environment for Nashville residents and visitors. Day in and day out, they provide the diversity of services demanded by the citizens of Nashville of their government with efficiency and integrity. And whereas without these public servants at every level, continuity would be impossible in a democracy that regularly changes its leaders and elected officials. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Council of the Town of Nashville does hereby announce and proclaim to all citizens that May 7/13, 2017 is Public Service Recognition Week. All citizens are encouraged to recognize the accomplishments and contributions of government employees at all levels, federal, state, county, city, adopted the second day of May 2017 with appropriate signatures and attestation. Does the chair hear a motion to approve this consideration?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the consideration. Is there any discussion? There being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
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 Opposed, no. All righty, we have thanked our public servants. Okay, the next item is a proclamation for National Kids to Parks Day on May 20. So let me read the proclamation. It says National Kids to Parks Day proclamation. Whereas May 20, 2017 is the 7th National Kids to Parks Day, organized and launched by the National Park Trust. And whereas National Kids to Parks Day empowers kids and encourages families to get outdoors and visit America's parks. And whereas it is important to introduce a new generation to our nation's parks because of the decline in park attendance over the last decades. And whereas we should encourage children to lead a more active lifestyle to combat the issues of childhood obesity, diabetes, mellitus, hypertension, hypercholesterolemia. And whereas National Kids to Parks Day is open to all children and adults across the country to encourage a large and diverse group of participants. And whereas National Kids to Parks Day will broaden children's appreciation for nature and outdoors. Now, therefore be it resolved that the Town Council of the Town of Nashville does hereby proclaim and participate in National Kids to Parks Day. We urge the residents of the town of Nashville to make time May 20, 2017 to take children in their lives to a neighborhood, state, or national park. Adopted the second day of May 2017 with appropriate signatures and attestations. Does the chair hear a motion we approve this consideration?
So made.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the consideration. Is there any discussion? There being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
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 Opposed, no. It is approved. Okay, item D is a Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Resources Program update by our Director, Marguerite Bishop. Would you come to the podium, please, and address us first with your name for the record?
All right, I'm Marguerite Bishop, Director of Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Resources. I wanted a second to address y'all so that you knew activities that were being planned for the National Kids to Parks Day on May 20th, which will be to encourage kids to come to the town of Nashville's parks while we also support our state and national parks. We would like them to also patronize our town parks. So on May 20th, it will be the last day of gameplay for baseball, t-ball, and softball. So we encourage everyone to come out in the community to show support for the athletes, as that we will be closing out that season on that day. It's always fun and exciting. Then we will take and we'll break for some rest, but then we'll plan on kicking it back off again at 7 p.m. at Glover Park, with music, games, activities, and a photo booth as a prelude for the beginning of the movie for Beauty and the Beast. This is the first of our summer movie series. We'll be on that night. Beauty and the Beast will start at sundown on the big screen. So we encourage everyone to come out dressed as their favorite princess, royal, or beast if they want. Bring a picnic and enjoy festivities under the stars. So we'll also have concessions open at the time. And so we're just encouraging all town residents to bring a child in their life with them to enjoy the movie.
Thank you.
Go.
Okay, item E and F are considerations of resolutions authorizing advertisers to purchase certain property. Before we move forward, I've got some comments I'd like to make about this, and then I'll ask the council to react to it. We have a resolution stating that property has been declared surplus by the town, and money's being offered for that to the tune of $1,000 for property for each of these parcels, a total of $2,000. The resolution was written without apparently prior knowledge of the council, because it's got some errors in it. Number one, nothing's been declared surplus at this time. And secondly, the sum of money offered for it is too low. And third, it says here that we propose to accept the offer, which we will not because it is too low. I'd like for these two items to be held in abeyance, and we consider some type of a motion to look at this issue, because we have got three properties here. One is valued at $3,910, one is valued at $5,920, and one at $1,000, for a total of $9,830. And I would like to consider that we consider some type of motion, if we were going to declare anything surplus, that if the town wants to get rid of land, surplus or otherwise, that we consider it at no less than either appraised market value or tax value, whichever is highest. And
Mayor?
I'd like your reaction to that.
My reaction was, Town Council, the town of Nashville desires to dispose of certain surplus property. This is the first time I've heard of it.
Me too.
No one ever asked
Yeah.
me,
This is,
did we
yeah.
want to do this?
Yeah, this is not following the surplus property program anyway.
But land is different from a
That's
used
right.
auto.
That's right.
So I was really taken aback by this.
Yeah.
First of all, no one asked me.
Yeah.
There are a lot of assumptions here, a lot of assumptions.
Yeah. I have much the same emotion. But the issue, of course, the land, the offer, of course, is too cheap. And we've got tax value much higher than that. And then we've got market value, whatever that might be, we need to consider. So I'd like to hold these two things in abeyance until we can either resolve how we want to dissolve a property, even if we want to sell this property,
Well,
which we're under no rush to sell it anyway.
Well, on top of that, I was concerned about what is the Carolina Land Conservancy?
Well, I'm not concerned
I
about
couldn't
that.
find any information about it. Is there anyone who can shed light on that?
I don't know, all I know is the name on the letter.
I mean, I went online and I couldn't find anything.
Yeah.
There was something about the Mountain Conservancy.
Mhm. I don't know, I can't address that. Can't address that. Okay, with that being said, I'd like to hear a motion, we hold these in abeyance until we give this further study.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded, we hold these in abeyance until we give it further thought. Is there any discussion? There being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
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 Opposed, no. Accordingly, it's in abeyance. You will notify the petitioners.
Yes, Mayor.
Okay, item G is a consideration of a contract to audit the accounts for the fiscal year 16 and 17 between the town of Nashville and May in Place over in Lewisburg. These are our auditors that we've been using for years, and the contract has been, you received the audit, but the contract is the same price it was last year, the same everything. So there's no changes or any surprises in it. Does the chair hear a motion to approve this consideration?
So made. Second.
It's been moved and seconded, we approve the consideration. Is there other discussion? There being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Accordingly, we're done. Okay, item H deals with some consideration of budget amendments. We have got an increase from a donation coming to the police department of $445, which increases our drug prevention grant by $445. The chair hear a motion we approve this amendment.
So made. Second.
It's been moved and seconded we approve the amendments. Any discussion? There being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
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 Opposed, no. Okay. Okay, the next resolution deals with, yeah, that's next on my list. The next one deals with consideration of payment of invoices. We've had a couple of things get out of the budget right here, so we have to catch up to them. Let me read the resolution here. Whereas the North Carolina general statutes require a pre-audit to be performed by the finance director before the town incurs an obligation, and whereas general statutes state that failure to perform the pre-audit requirement makes the contract, agreement, or purchase order void, and whereas general statutes further provide if an officer or employee of a local unit incurs an obligation or pays out or causes to be paid out any funds in violation of the pre-audit statute, he and the sureties on his official bond are liable for any sum so committed or dispersed. And whereas general statutes also provide if the finance director disapproves a bill, invoice, or other claim, the governing board may step in to approve payment. And now, therefore, be it ordained on behalf of the mayor and the town council that through this resolution, the town of Nashville Town Council does hereby approve the following invoices for payment, which is a total of $31.10 to two vendors, Advance Auto Part and Windsor, whoever that is. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be spread upon the permanent records of the town of Nashville adopted this second day of May, etc. As the chair, hear a motion to approve the resolution.
So made.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the resolution. Is there any discussion? Okay. There being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
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 Opposed, no. Okay, we got one other budget amendment, which was, we just received. You know, at our budget workshop last week, we resolved to pay off the library loan, but we need a budget amendment to move the money from the general fund into, from the general reserves into the budget to make the payment. And that number is before you on this document, which is $1,139,861.29, which sounds like a load of money, but it's going to save us hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest. Does the chair hear a motion we approve this budget amendment?
So made.
Second.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded to approve the budget amendment. Is there any discussion? There being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
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 Opposed, no. Okay. All righty, the last item, okay, we're down to the manager's report. Okay, Mr. Manager?
Don't we have a couple of other things here?
They're part of the manager's report. These are things he
The
did
budget
within,
amendments.
yeah, these are things he did within the province, just being able to distribute money within funds, which we'll talk about in just a second.
Since that's already been mentioned, Amendment 37, deals with Utility Cloud, which is a program for the Public Utilities Department. It allows us to do water and sewer utility mapping. It's been in the budget for the last couple of years, and they've held off on purchasing this, and it's something that's really critical to our operation. If we don't know where our water and sewer system is, that can cost us hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, if we don't know where things are and we have to start digging. So that in time, that will save us a lot of money. The $2,000 is to was moved from, in the budget amendment 39, was to cover some additional travel and education based on some upcoming classes at the School of Government regarding purchasing. There was some excess money remaining in telephone and postage, and these are classes that are only offered once a year, so it would throw us off a rotation for staff needing this before we start the next fiscal year.
How many people does this encompass, the general administration?
The general administration? I don't understand the question.
I mean, okay, is this 10 people who would be taking advantage of education?
For just the 2,000 or the entire?
The 24,000.
24,000. That would be the entire administration department. So that's all finance, myself, and the town clerk.
Okay, so 10
So-
people, or?
It's everybody in town hall minus the planning department.
Okay. And that's 24,000.
Right.
Okay. And that's already been done, so we don't need to act on
Right.
that.
As far as town business, town clerk and human resources department has received a fully executed memorandum of understanding for the state health plan, which will go into effect on July 1st, and open enrollment will begin on June the 1st and run through June the 30th. And our Parks and Recreation Department, they held an Easter egg hunt during the month of April and had 75 kids participating in that program with over 1,600 eggs hidden. We had our first Creekside music event, which was well received by the public. Over 200 people were in attendance for that event. And I'd like to thank members of council who were able to make it to that. On our social media side, Marguerite has really been able to boost that presence with 560 followers now on Facebook, with 2 Facebook Live posts, as well as 7 posts on Instagram. I'd like to remind everybody about our upcoming concerts. We have Brooke McBride performing for us on June the 9th, Bantam Rooster on August the 25th, and a bluegrass performance on October the 20th. All those are on Friday evenings from 6:30 to 8:30 is when the actual performances will be taking place. In our fire department, I'd like to thank the fire department and our police department for their assistance with the Creekside music event. A-shift for the fire department was available for the entirety of the concert event, and that was very much appreciated, as well as the assistance with parking and other activities from the police department. We had 131 incidents in our operations division for our fire department. Of those incidences, 82 of those calls were medically related. So much of what our fire department does is assisting those with medical calls. 7 of those were fire-related calls. In our public works department, we're putting the asphalt recycler and infrared machine to good use. We recycled 6 tons of asphalt getting ready for our upcoming paving project in the past month, and we used the infrared asphalt burner for 10 hours repairing some rough spots in town. Larry Williams, our public works director, also attended the Park Avenue Community Watch meeting and explained to citizens what Public Works does for them. Jamie Baines worked with his staff in public utilities to repair pumps at Aviation and South Creek Drive lift stations. They also assisted in retrofitting parking lot lights at Stony Creek Environmental Park to LED and installed photocells on fixtures. They're also trying to access areas of our sewer system that were flooded during the rain event, and they're also going to be in the next month running smoke testing on our sewer system, which will help locate I&I. Jamie has reported that the recent storm event we had a bigger impact on our sewer system than Matthew did. That's just an interesting point to know. It said it's the biggest impact on his system for a storm in his time here.
For a no-name storm, that was a lot of storm.
That's right. We took on a lot of rain in a short period of time. In our planning department, Mr. Hassel reports that the charging stations they'll be installed here at the library have been ordered and will be in place prior to the close of this fiscal year, so that'd be by the end of June. The library is having a cosmetic makeover on the outside. Work's being done to put together an outdoor reading area and also highlight the mural. So the concrete outside is being ripped up. Plan is to plant some grass there and improve that area. It'll also assist with some drainage issues where water will collect back near the HVAC system. Our fiscal year 16-17 resurfacing project has been bid, and that will take place prior to the end of this fiscal year. Domino's, which has been under construction for quite some time in our town, is now open and seems to be doing well from what we have seen. All FEMA requests related to Hurricane Matthew have also been submitted, and the total value of this is approximately $87,000. And finally, in our police department, our police chief attended the National Opioid Training Conference in Atlanta, Georgia, where 2,500 people were in attendance. The conference was paid for through outside help through another organization, so that was no cost to the town of Nashville to send him on that trip to support the town of Nashville's program. The police department also attended the Richardson Court Community Appreciation Event for law enforcement. At this event, Lieutenant Corbett was presented with a Community Appreciation Award from the Richardson Court community. Also today, the Chief and I had the privilege of speaking at an opioid conference in Raleigh at the McKinnon Center. Had 300 in attendance at the conference. We got to speak to a breakout session and seemed to receive some very favorable comments about the program and all the things we're doing here in Nashville.
I believe the Attorney General's had some things to say about us today, too.
Very positive things. It was nice when we, Chief and I had an opportunity to get to the conference today. The Attorney General was in the beginning of his speech and recognized Chief Bayshore and started talking about the HOPE initiative right away. So it's good we're getting recognition again throughout the state for the good work here in Nashville. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Chief, for all you do for us. All righty, we're down to council comments. Mr. Taylor?
All right, I've got two things I want to bring up.
Okay.
Mr. Hassel, the charging stations for here at the library, have we pinpointed the location where we're going to put them?
Yes, sir. We're going to put them. We're going to have two angled parking spaces where the angled parking spaces currently quit beside the handicap spot. So right beside where they're tearing up right now.
Okay. Another item, there's no one here from our town maintenance department. But once again, I'd like to openly compliment them on doing an outstanding job here in Nashville. They work tirelessly doing the high waters and stuff and got things out. And I don't know of anybody that hesitated or either took aback on having to come out and do extra work. They were all willing to come out and do a job. But I was extremely impressed today. I got home and my wife had a honey-do list for me to do. She had some dead roses with some stuff sticking on it, and she said, well, go out there and trim that stuff down and cut it up. And I'm talking about a big bush. And I trimmed them all down and drug. She said, well, what are we going to do with them? I said, well, I'll drag them out to the street. They're going to pick the stuff up. I think my pickup date is on Thursday. But I wasn't concerned. I did what she wanted me to do. I took them to the street. Went in the house, took a shower, and come back out, and the stuff was gone. I mean, you can't ask for anybody any service any quicker than that. I didn't call or nothing, but in less than an hour after I put it on the street, somebody came by and picked it up. And I'm quite sure it was our maintenance department. It wouldn't have been anybody else.
Yeah.
So that just shows what kind of employees we got working here in Nashville. And they're not here, but Mr. Manager, make sure that appreciation gets to them, please.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I've heard that from many people just across the whole spectrum of the town. They get very good service.
You put it out and it's gone.
You get very good service, yeah.
Right. And it makes our town look better.
Yeah, surely does.
It does.
Mr. Taylor?
No comments tonight, Mayor.
Thank you. Ms. Hinton?
one of our longtime residents, Willard Insco, passed away on Sunday. He was 101. He served in World War II, and I knew his children very well. I went to school with them. But that is the passing of a citizen that we highly regard. He was a barber in town, and I think he was cutting hair up until the time he was 97 years old. So I just wanted to recognize him.
Mr. Coleman?
All right. Just a couple things. First, I just wanted to look back at the budget amendment we did tonight and just reemphasize how great, Mayor, you made a comment of the money we would be saving, but just remind everybody that it seems like a lot of money in what we're doing to pay this thing off, but we're paying off a loan, I believe is on this building right here, that was going to go through 2035. And I think about $50,000 per year interest around approximated that we'll be saving by doing this. And that's just a large sum of taxpayer money we're saving by doing that. And so just reemphasizing that. Coming from the Nashville Chamber of Commerce, I wanted to remind everyone that, you mentioned, Hank, that Domino's just opened up. There'll be a ribbon cutting this Friday. It just got announced today at 11 o'clock for anybody who wants to be here for the ribbon cutting, not here, but at the Domino's for the ribbon cutting at 11. And then just to remind everybody that the Blooming Festival is right around the corner next weekend, May the 11th through the 13th. The carnival actually opens up on Wednesday night, May the 10th, for the kids to come to the carnival. And then Thursday, May 11th, and then Friday, May 12th, we'll have band Liquid Pleasure from 7 to 11, and then Saturday the main band is Pizzazz. And so if you have any questions about that, it's always a great time of year to come out to the Blooming Festival. So that's my
Michael,
comment.
please
Yes, sir.
Please don't forget to mention on Thursday night at the Art Center,
That's right.
there will be
A kickoff party.
Pat
Mother Blues.
Mother's Blues. Anyway, she's from
Yep.
originally from Louisiana,
Mhm.
who now resides in Durham, I believe. And if anybody likes down home Louisiana blues, and I've looked at some videos that she's done, she's gonna be real entertaining.
That's right.
And that is also free to the public. So I would encourage everybody to come out Thursday night. That's the kickoff night for the Blooming Festival's entertainment. So I think it's something we've never had here before. We've had something very similar, but she comes highly recommended, and I think you'll enjoy it.
It's Pat Mother Blues
Pat
Cohen.
Mother Blues.
Cohen.
Right.
Cohen. And then the parade is the May 13th, that Saturday morning at 11:30 a.m. Okay.
All
All right.
right. Very good. Big things are coming on for our town. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate you coming. Thank you for being here. Enjoy Nashville. We had a beautiful day today. Hope we have another one tomorrow. All said and done, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Any no further business, I move we adjourn.
Second.
Been moved and seconded, we adjourn. Is there any discussion? There being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
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 Accordingly, we stand adjourned.